Alarms are screaming through the walls of the Sky Palace, and I am running with my heart pounding in my throat. My name is Skiv. I am small, I am scared, and right now 3 guards are chasing me through a hallway made of glass and gold. I duck behind a pillar. My clutch sister Nora grabs my arm and pulls me into a dark side passage before a beam of light sweeps past the spot where I stood only a second ago. "Move," she whispers. "Do not stop moving." We are dragon hatchlings. Our people call us the Veil. We were born in this palace, raised behind locked doors, and told every single day that the world outside was too dangerous for us to see. Tonight we found out the real reason they kept us locked away. We are not being protected. We are being saved for something else, something worse. Behind me, my brother Callan is dragging little Ivy along, her small wings trembling. She is the youngest of us, barely old enough to understand what danger even means, yet here she is, running for her life anyway. "They found the plan," Callan says, breathless. "They know we are trying to leave." "That is impossible. We told no one. We trusted no one. Except one drone, one small cleaning drone that overheard us talking 2 nights ago in the storage room. It must have reported us." A door hisses open ahead of us. Guards step out, blocking the hallway completely. There is nowhere left to run. Nora does not hesitate. She grabs a maintenance grate on the floor and rips it open with strength I did not know she had. "Down, now." One after another, we drop into the dark tunnel beneath the palace. It smells of oil and metal. Pipes hum around us. Somewhere far above, boots pound against the floor, searching room after room, getting closer with every second. "They will check the tunnels," Ivy whispers, shaking. "Then we move faster than they expect," Nora says. We crawl through narrow metal paths, following nothing but instinct and a stolen map Callan memorized from a maintenance drone weeks ago. My hands are scraped, my knees ache, but stopping means capture, and capture means the end of everything we planned. I remember the night this all started. Nora had found an old recording, hidden deep inside a restricted file. It showed a human standing alone in front of an entire crew of soldiers, unarmed, calm, completely certain of something none of us understood. The recording cut off before we could see what happened next, but the results stayed the same in every report we found afterward. The crew was untouched, safe, protected by someone who had every reason to be afraid and chose not to be. "If there is one thing in this galaxy we can trust," Nora had said, "it is a human who has already decided to help you." We did not know a single human personally. We had never even seen one in person. But we knew this palace, and we knew the danger waiting for us here. And between an unknown stranger and a guaranteed cage, the stranger felt like the safer choice. Now, crawling through a tunnel with guards closing in above us, that choice feels less like hope and more like the only thread keeping us alive. The tunnel opens into a wider space, a loading dock lit by dim orange lights. Ships rest in rows, waiting to be filled with cargo before sunrise. My eyes scan every hull, every marking, searching for the one thing that might save us. "There," Callan says, pointing. A transport ship sits near the far wall, old, dented, patched in places with metal that does not match. Painted across its side in letters worn by years of travel are 2 simple words: second chance. Human letters, human words. We sprint across the open dock, praying no one looks up at the security cameras in time. My lungs burn. Ivy stumbles once, and Callan catches her without slowing down. A man steps out from beneath the ship, wiping grease from his hands with an old cloth. He is not young. His hair is gray at the edges, and one of his hands is missing 2 fingers, an old injury that has long since healed. He looks at the 4 of us with no fear, no shock, only quiet understanding, as though he expected trouble to arrive exactly like this. "You're the missing hatchlings," he says. "It is not a question." Behind us, distant shouting grows louder. The guards have reached the tunnels. "Please," Nora says, standing straight despite her exhaustion. We need help, we are asking for it. The man glances toward the noise, then back at us. For one terrible moment, I think he will refuse. I think he will step aside and let the guards take us, because why would a stranger risk everything for 4 dragons he has never met? Instead, he opens the loading ramp of his ship. Get in, now. We do not need to be told twice. We rush inside, and he follows, sealing the door behind him just as the first guard bursts into the loading dock. This vessel is property of a registered trader, the man says calmly through the ship's outer speaker, buying time while the engines begin to hum to life. You have no authority to search it without a warrant. The guard hesitates only a moment, but a moment is exactly what we need. The ship rises off the ground, engines roaring, and the loading dock shrinks beneath us as we climb higher and higher into the dark sky. Inside the cabin, we collapse against the metal floor, chests heaving, hearts still pounding from the chase. You did not have to do that, I say quietly once I catch my breath. You do not even know us. The man sits down across from us, folding the old cloth in his lap. I know enough, he says. I know what it looks like when someone is running from something they did not choose. I have seen that look before on a lot of faces, human and otherwise. Why help us then? Callan asks. What do you gain? He is quiet for a moment thinking. Nothing, he finally says. That is usually the point. Ivy, still shaking slightly, looks up at him with wide eyes. Are we safe now? He gives her a small, tired smile. Safe is a big word out here, but you are safer than you were an hour ago, and that counts for something. The ship shudders as it breaks through the upper clouds, stars finally visible outside the small window. For the first time since we hatched, none of us are looking at palace walls. We are looking at open sky. Behind us, the palace shrinks into a small glowing dot, and somewhere inside it, guards are reporting a failure they cannot yet explain. Somewhere inside it, the ones who wanted to use us as leverage are realizing their prize has slipped away. We do not know what waits ahead. We do not know if the Empire will send ships after us, or spies, or worse. We do not know if this stranger will keep his word once the danger passes, or if trust like this can survive more than one desperate night. But I remember the recording Nora found, the one that started everything. A human standing calm in front of danger, choosing to protect instead of harm, asking nothing in return. I always thought that story sounded too simple to be real. Now, sitting in this ship, surrounded by my clutch, watching an old man calmly guide us through open space without asking for anything at all, I understand something I did not before. It was never about strength. It was never about power. It was about someone deciding, quietly and completely, that we mattered, and refusing to change that decision no matter what came next. What is your name? I ask him finally. He looks over his shoulder, eyes steady. Elliot, he says. Elliot Grant. Thank you, Elliot, Nora says softly. He nods once, then returns his attention to the controls, guiding the ship deeper into the stars, farther from the palace that raised us in chains disguised as comfort. For the first time in my short life, I close my eyes without fear of what waits when I open them again. The engines hum steadily beneath us, carrying 4 dragon hatchlings away from a golden cage and toward a future none of us can yet imagine, but one that finally, truly belongs to us. Outside the window, the stars stretch endlessly in every direction, and for the first time, that endless space does not feel frightening at all. It feels like freedom.